We are way behind in getting our tomatoes transplanted out into the garden. And today, we are going to get them transplanted. But there's just one thing that we have to deal with today. Maybe. And that is, there's rain in the forecast. So, we have to beat the rain. Can we do it? Let's see. And just in case it starts pouring down rain on us, we're gonna cover the camera just so it stays dry. And that way we can still get the footage without destroying the camera. So here I have rigged up a ladder with a tote on top of it, just to protect the camera on the tripod. The original plan was to do a high pruning method on the tomatoes and to do it over here in our caterpillar tunnel. Yet we're way behind in getting the things done that need to be done to set that area up. We're still juggling and budgeting both our time, energies, and money because we're still new and getting started as a real market garden. So I'm still juggling a number of things to keep things going financially. The first thing we did is we pulled the unwanted plants, aka weeds, out of the bed that we're prepping. Second, we added some organic matter and some compost, and then we added some organic fertilizer, which was a blend of chicken manure. After that, we lightly tilled with the cultivator to prep the bed to be ready for the tomatoes to be transplanted. How we're going to stake the tomato plants is we are going to use some fence posting and a wired fence. Thankfully, some time ago, Sayla here helped me organize all this. So that way we can easily go and grab the fence post that we need instead of having to search for it and search for it and search for it. You're doing a good job, Josiah. Keep going, you got it. Thank you. Josiah feels like he's not getting enough exercise, so I'm not working him hard enough. So he's adding some squats to his work today. Good job, Josiah. Get lower. Sayla's adding something to her workout today too. She's adding shoulder presses. Look at those muscles work. Way to go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the fencing over and we're gonna line it up, and after that, put the post in. Well, I don't think there's a day that goes by that there's not an injury of some sort for me on the farm. I'm taking a look at my finger and see if there's any mending that you can do. I must say it doesn't feel great.
Sometimes that happens.
Sometimes what happens? Getting hurt?
And getting cut.
Yep. And Josiah's ready. He's got a band-aid ready for me. Alright, so what's the diagnosis, Doc? I got my finger and there was a piece of fence wire that got cut in it, and as I pulled it away, not realizing it was in it, it ripped a piece of skin off.
Oh,
hopefully it doesn't have to be
doesn't
removed.
look all that bad. I know it hurts, but at least it doesn't need stitches or anything. No, you ripped a big chunk of skin off, but I think he'll live. I don't think we need to amputate it or anything. Did you clean it off with anything?
I ain't cleaning it with anything.
I think it's opened up pretty good.
Josiah's ready. He needs my vitals checked. He's ready. He went to get a band-aid, and he's got the first aid kit and everything. He's ready. Way to go, Josiah. So hopefully you don't hear a lot of screaming.
Oh.
I'm a wuss.
Maybe.
I don't think I am really, but sometimes. Here we go, we're cleaning it up. Oh, it burns, but it's
He'll live.
It hurts me more that I'm stopping what I was doing than it does pain. I'd rather be out there working, finishing the job. It's holding me up. Not yet. So flip the skin back over after we've cleaned it up a little bit.
Flat where we want it.
No, that was good, buddy. You did a good job. All right, back to work. We're going.
So now you're
I'm going Luke Skywalker style with one glove. Sayla's getting ready to load the tomato plants in her dump truck. Ready? Go! That was about 50 tomato plants that we just transplanted. And so far, there's no rain yet. So we're gonna keep going. There's another bed. Let me show you this bed over here. In this bed, we planted radish seeds. And it is well past time for those radishes to be harvested. Yet, we didn't get a big harvest from this bed. And sometimes that happens. So what do? You don't keep waiting on those seeds to finally germinate. In a high market garden, a high productivity, a high profit market garden, you turn that bed right over and you put something else in that baby. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of these radishes. They didn't do well. And we are going to transplant some cucumber plants that we have. Here we go. We are making progress on this next bed. As I was working on that bed back there, I was giving the kids a little bit of a break. I find that I enjoy having the kids work alongside me and they enjoy it too. Yet you need to balance, and I have found that I need to balance and provide intervals of work and play just to kind of let them digest some of the things that they were just working on. I strongly believe that it is the parents' responsibility to diligently teach their children. And part of that teaching is to teach them how to work. Yes, how to work. I try to involve the kids in work around the farm every chance I can, but also keeping in mind not to overdo it. All right, Sayla, you gonna help me with, there were some radishes that were in the bed. If you could just help me gather them up. Sounds good? And then we'll take a break, maybe have a little treat.
Yeah, if I can get a treat.
Let's go. There we go.
My little bam, Bobby.
So, Sayla and Josiah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the radishes that we picked out of the bed that are good and put them in here. These two here are still edible, so we'll take them and just toss them in there.
What about this one?
And what I did in the bed over here is I basically pulled out plants that had seeds in them. Let's look here. So when in this bed, you can basically till it up as long as there's no like little seed pods like this. We pulled the seed pods out before I tilled. And in the grass like this Bermuda grass. I call it devil grass because it grows like crazy. It's very invasive. Okay, Sayla, I want you to go ahead and fertilize this bed. Spread it out gently. I'm gonna show you how to do it, just like a little bit, just like that. Got a little bit of blend of oyster shells in this one as well. Go ahead and knock it out. Now that we have this bed almost prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this in. And I don't know what happened to the rain, but it doesn't look like it's gonna rain right now. So I'm gonna wait till a little bit later to transplant the cucumber plants. Hopefully the rain will come back when we need it to come back. Now that we have this bed amended, I'm gonna go ahead and just blend in what we added to fertilize it, the wood ash that you didn't see, and the manure fertilizer that Selah added. After that, we're gonna get some lunch because it is heating up. And usually when at this time of year, usually about 11, 12 o'clock, it's usually to call it an afternoon and then come back to the things later in the day. I don't know what happened to the rain. Right now the sun is shining, beaming down on my head and neck. And we're gonna take lunch after this and then come back a little bit later. Hopefully the rain will help the transplants absorb, but we'll transplant the cucumbers a little bit later. You're doing great. Finally get to use my seed flat here. Come here, Josiah. When you're ready to do the transplants, is you just pull it out just like that. And then you can just grab your plant and go from there. So overall, this has worked out great. This is much more sturdier than some of those plastic seed trays, those seed flats. So with the wood and then with the sliding, I take the piece that you just slide right out. You just get your plant when you're ready to do a transplant and put it right in the ground. So we have the bush cucumbers planted. We're almost there. I can see the rain's coming. We gotta beat it. We're trying to beat it. We've been trying to beat it all day. We're gonna mulch. We're gonna put some leaf mulch around a few other plants and our tomatoes and see if we can beat it. I think the rain's coming, but I think we can do it. What do you think, Selah?
You have to tell
Think we can beat it?
I've done by myself.
But look how much Selah's already started. She started putting mulch down on this kale, and she's done a fantastic job by herself. She did it all by herself. We used the landscape fabric with the holes in it to prevent the weeds and to block the weeds out and smother them out. But we also use mulch. And in this bed right here with this kale, Selah is knocking it out. Also, some of you may be asking, why do you put the leaves around there? Why do you mulch around the plants? It just helps hold the moisture in to keep the plants growing and keep the roots moist so they keep growing and don't dry out. She's doing such a fantastic job that she wanted to finish the bed herself. And as she's over here working on the kale, I am going to be right here mulching the tomato plants. Go! Another reason we're doing the leaf mulch here instead of the landscape fabric is this area I still haven't really gotten the chance to add a lot of compost and manure to it. So these leaves will break down and they will be some organic matter that will just help build better soil. And then after we're finished with the kale, then we'll just keep adding and improving the soil here. Way to go, Selah! Look at all this that Selah did, all by herself. She mulched all this by herself. Look at that front double bicep pose. Way to go, baby. We did it. We beat the rain, barely, but we did it. Let's play in the rain. Can you shake like a dog when you get wet, like a dog when it gets wet? Wow! this big.